Hello everybody, this is Scott, the Cowboy Counselor here again, where we work on ridiculous projects and just kind of fulfill our wildest desires working in the forge and with the welding equipment and soldering and brazing. So what I want to do today, this is what I'm going to call just kind of like a good for the mind type project. I've had a long week at work, and for some reason I woke up in the middle of the night thinking last night I should make a arrow out of steel and copper to match one of my self arrows that I've actually made from bamboo and I believe turkey fletching, and that is just a field point. So this is one of my what you call self arrows. It's a handmade arrow. This one's probably been shot hundreds and hundreds of times. That bamboo is very tough and holds up real well. You straighten it out in the fire. And I thought it would just be fun to do a little project to have a wall hanger arrow with some copper on it and a copper point, really just for decoration. So I won't be going 3 fletchings on it because I need it to sit flat on the wall. And I'm just gonna I haven't done this before, so I'm just gonna kind of piece it together as I go. And the only reason I'm filming this is it'll be an easy, mindful project and just kind of a fun one to share with y'all. All right, let's get going. I'm just flattening these out a little bit, and hammering on copper that's already been heated to soften it will help harden it back up again, give it some stiffness. Okay, for some reason, like many projects I do, those brass pieces didn't solder on very well for the fletchings. So I cut 2 out of copper and I fired up the torch. I'm gonna braze them on instead. Okay.
Story of my life. There we go. Same thing, different side.
Okay, I don't know if you saw it on the grinder, but I ended up melting my solder and my arrowhead fell back out. And then when I tried to braze that piece in, it actually melted. So I'm not sure what that was. I think it was just brass. So I cut a copper arrowhead and brazed it in. And that actually worked a lot better. I do like the brazing a lot better. I just thought I'd be able to get away with soldering that, and I just didn't. So that's all brazed. That's the arrow so far. I'm probably gonna do some more cleanup on it. I think I've got some copper thread that I wanted to somehow work into my arrowhead. I might go see how I'm gonna do that. Okay, on my real arrows, what I do is I use deer sinew to go ahead and wrap those in, and I just thought it would be kind of neat to use this copper somehow. This is just out of an electric motor of some kind that I tore apart, and now I've got that thread from it. And I'm not sure I want to do this. I think maybe get enough going here. I can start like this. Start it over again with my wrap because I decided I wanted a little bit more copper up here on the arrowhead, just kind of for looks. I'm going to get 3 wraps on here. I'm going to finish going down the shaft. Good God. Here we go. Okay, maybe I can at least solder this so I can feel like I can have a win. I just want to solder my copper back to itself so it doesn't come loose. Yeah, I did finally get some solder melted on my wire. So I think we're good to go for that. Okay, I think we're about done. Here's my finished arrow. You can see I kind of like the way that tip and that point came out. And there's our fletchings. I might shine this up a little bit more. I might just, I don't know, I might take it into work and hang it on my office wall, or I might hang it up out by the garden here. So here's my original primitive arrow. See, this one actually had sinew wrapped nocks on it, sinew wrapped fletchings, and then just a field point. So this one is just kind of more symbolic of that. Came out pretty good. I ran into a lot of trouble with the soldering. I finally did get a solder in on my copper thread there, but everything else I did ditch the solder idea and go back to brazing, which is normally what I do anyways. So it was just kind of a fun little project to work on tonight. It's raining outside. I can hear it really coming down on my shop roof. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, hit like and subscribe, and I will keep on making stuff. All right, have a great evening.